It's 23 degrees outside. I woke up with a cold head. One of the drawbacks of not having hair. There might be something in this world that will warm my soul and my gullet. That right there is it. That's good. Good morning. 25 degrees. Almost spend the day on the road, in and out of the truck, doing what I gotta do. In my lifetime, I have driven big rigs, worked in factories, been a forklift operator, dug ditches, baled hay, been a sailor with the Marines. I have always done what I've needed to do to make ends meet. It has never been this difficult. But we persevere. As a nation, we must persevere. There's a lot of people about to be out of work. There are a lot of people out of work. We can't afford to keep doing what we've been doing with the government. I watched a new channel last night on YouTube. I'm switching over to Rumble because I prefer the freedom of Rumble over the restrictions of YouTube. But I watched a new channel last night on YouTube, and they were talking about all the executive orders and the Doge cuts at the behest of President Trump. I find it disturbing that so many people are finding joy in the demise of the people who are losing their jobs from the federal government. It is a necessary thing to happen. We have had lip service for fraud, waste, and abuse since I was in the Navy in the 80s. I'm old. So this needs to stop. We can't spend ourselves out of debt. We can print ourselves out of debt to our own demise, but if we just start printing that kind of money, that's a serious shortfall. Speaking of printing money, there's talk of doing away with the penny. It costs more to produce a penny than a penny is worth. I think someone said it costs like 7 cents to create 1 penny. Good. Excellent. That's our smallest unit of monetary value. It is what everything else is based on. A dollar, is it 10 dimes? Yeah, it is. But the dime is based on 10 pennies. The penny is the base unit. If the penny is done away with, well, number one, it's an admission to the reality of the inflation that we're all suffering from. And number two, it's another tax. And we've had enough taxes. We have enough taxes. We need less taxes. They are talking about taking the penny and just doing away with it. So are we going to round up or are we going to round down? Is the nickel the new base coin, the new base unit? Unit of 5? It's a nickel. You know what? I wonder how much it costs to make a nickel. We should probably just do away with the nickel. Maybe we should just do away with money. If we do away with money and not have any physical money, the government can keep track of everything for us. The penny needs to stay. It limits, it is one thing that helps limit inflation. It is the base unit of the dollar. It is, in my mind, it is unconscionable to do away with the penny without admitting why you're having to do away with it. Wow, I really am rambling this morning. I forgot where I started. Oh, this is where I started. Leave the penny alone. At the very least, be honest about why you're considering doing away with it. There are going to be a lot of people out of work. The federal government, I believe, is still the largest employer in our country, which is a travesty unto itself. That's not capitalism. Anyway, the podcast I was listening to was talking about that, and then they eventually got around to the money that is being saved by downsizing the government. Except it's not being saved. I believe that the debt right now is $27 trillion. 27 trillion. Trillion. It's an unbelievable amount of money. On another podcast I was listening to while at work, they said if you started saving $1 million a day and your buddy started saving $1 million a day during the time period that Jesus Christ was alive, you wouldn't save enough money to pay off the national debt. Don't give us that $5,000. You're talking about sending $5,000 to us? That's all that's going to do is increase inflation. Pay down the debt. I know. It's a drop in the bucket. The $15 billion that they've saved, or whatever it is. I'm not real good with numbers. The $15 billion. It's a drop in the bucket. Well, you don't fill buckets up with other buckets. You fill them up with drops of water. Yeah, it's a drop of water. Let's start filling that bucket up and paying that debt off. Doing away with the penny. Ignoring the debt. My beard's out of control. The coffee's delicious. Some of these things are okay. Leave the penny alone. We need it. It's the base unit. A dollar is not a dollar. A dollar is 100 pennies. That's what a dollar is. That's what it represents. Now, whether we have gold to back up that penny, to back that money up, that's a different discussion. That's something completely different, and a topic for another morning. I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee. I'm going to sit on the couch for 30 minutes after I make breakfast, and then I'm going to go to work. And a job that I have that I may lose because of downsizing, that I may have to leave because there's a better job somewhere else. I'm going to go to a job that I really like. That doesn't mean it's my job to keep forever, nor is a government job. Downsizing happens to everybody and it hurts. It's no fun. But just because you work for the government doesn't mean you're immune from downsizing. Your customers are paying too much for the service they're getting. I hope you have a great day. I really mean that when I say it. I'm going to downsize this cup of coffee. I'll see you next time.